So to talk about myself for a second, I know that I'm talking the knowledge, I'm talking the truth, but other people's truth is not my truth. For someone else, they have to go home today and go, a person that I loved is dead, burned alive, burned alive, or survived or whatever, and they're fucked up and burned. And the reason was because they stole this guy's idea. But I'm going to tell you something. The sad thing that fucks this whole thing up is why couldn't he go to court? Why couldn't he have his day in court? Because court is a piece of shit. The courts, the honesty. This goes to Donald Trump. This goes to the whole world, where it always goes back to the Bible. That when Jesus was about to be killed, they went to the people who were there. His I don't know I don't know what to call them, the Jewish or the Jews or whoever the Roman people, whoever was in the crowd, and they asked that crowd, we can release someone who's a real killer. I think it was Barnabas. I have no idea, but they wanted to release a killer, and they said, we want him. We want that guy. We don't want Jesus. This guy who's altruistic, amazing, one of the most amazing human beings in the world. It has been prophesized. It has been put that this guy, we don't want him. We are going to kill him. So we're fulfilling our destiny. We're fulfilling destiny. We are fulfilling a prophecy that this guy came into the world and they said, you're going to die. You're going to die. People are going to kill you. And you wonder, like, I know that's talking about the Bible, but I can't imagine what Jesus was going through, where it's like, come on, Jesus, you're a genius. There's no one more genius than Jesus Christ. He has the direct line of knowledge from God, Jehovah, and the guy is a genius. So you wonder what it's like. So why do you have to die? Because of the soul or the ransom? Or like, why does this have to happen? And it's just because the people are fucked. People are fucked. Jesus, great. God, great. Some of the, I say some of, but even they're not good. The people from Adam's line, the people from the righteous line, they're great. But we live in a world now where fake Jews, I don't say Jews like anti Semitic, fake Jews, satanic corporations, everything is becoming satanic. Satanic. We love Satan. We love Satan. I'd say we hate Satan. That's what we got to put out there. We need to advertise for billions and billions. We hate Satan. We want him to die. He needs to die. He needs to suffer a fate worse than any death. He needs to be so fucked up and poor and broke and hurtful. And we feel that way for the evil of the world, for the evil. And I look at myself and I go, I guess I'm an evil person because while I do practice and preach, righteousness, help homeless people, I'm not good. I'm not good. I just do good because others do good and it works out. But if I could do bad, my soul would have to be there. My soul would have to be in the situation of, you did bad. What did you feel about it? And everybody feels that sense of like, well, that wasn't right. I was in the right to do something, but it wasn't right. I don't feel good about it. But I did it, so hey, let me get away with it. Like, forgive me for it. Now, to talk about this guy, he's going to be executed. Let's be honest. They're going to execute him because he represents something. He represents, if he's in prison for the rest of his life or whatever, there's no situation where this guy gets away with it, gets his money, and gets to work at the animation studio. It's just crazy. He decided to kill people, the Kyoto animation, Aoba, and I will never meet this guy. I have no interest in meeting him. I don't even know if he speaks my language. But if I was his lawyer, I'd say, bro, just try to get life in prison. That's all I can do for you. Because you're not an OJ, you're not successful, you're not famous, you're not a corrupt guy. You had an idea and you took matters into your own hands when they stole it and you killed a bunch of people who probably had no knowledge about your idea being stolen. So YouTube is also to blame for this because you know how many people put videos like what I'm doing out there? You know how many people are like, hey, my idea was stolen. Hey, this. Hey, Khloe Kardashian stole one of my t-shirt designs, blah, blah, blah. And that person who, when you get the response, when you get the, oh, people are actually building, then they want to be assholes and go, oh, yes, oh, how sad it is. I didn't mean to do it. Or, yeah, now that people are going to come after me and the mob is coming after me, not the mob in terms of the mafia, but the mob of people getting angry. Now you have power. Now you have public opinion wanting to shame you. I want to talk about something that you'll never hear about this in mainstream media. But in mainstream media, we live in a world, and I have to be quiet because, I live with people in my house and they literally think that when I'm in here blogging, I'm just being an insane person or something, or what am I talking about? And they don't like my blogging. The people I live with do not like my blogs. I will accept the fact that I could do 100 of these videos for hours and hours and be in the right. But I get it. You look at my appearance, you look at my room, you look at my beer shirt, you look at everything, and you think, I love what you're saying. You're a genius. But man, your presentation sucks. You talk too long. And what do I care? What do I care? I'm not influenced by your love. And I always think because I know this is a crazy thought, I always think this is going to be the thing. This is the thing. Talking about this Kyoto animation, putting the truth out there, there's going to be a change. A change is going to come. Maybe I'll meet someone who's an animator. Someone will talk to me. I feel that the families of these people who got burned and killed, when you talk about them, you have to be respectful. You have to be respectful in the way that's like, man, you lost something because some one person asshole stole this guy's idea. One person had the power to look at it and go, I see the idea. Am I going to steal it or not? And this is a lesson. I look at this as a lesson to say, why don't people steal ideas anymore? Because they're going to burn you alive with gasoline. That is the quote. That is the Malcolm X. That is the future of life to say, you stole my Jurassic Park idea. You stole my Django idea. I am going to burn you alive. And you think, damn, was it that serious? Come on, man, let me have the idea. And it's like, no, because you didn't ask and say, well, don't put my name on it, or I'm not going to get any money from it or fame. You lived off somebody else's genius. And so many of these inventors, so many people want to strike back. You could make a show right now for the Blacklist Elementary, any of these shows, and people will look at this person who's crazy, mentally ill person, and you wonder, well, why was he mentally ill? Because of the psychology of you are a loser. You don't get to have the success of the idea. And you wonder if was this a cosmic crazy where it was always supposed to be this? When you look at life, what is the world that exists, the once upon a time in Hollywood that exists to say this guy went in, did the idea, they paid him, and now he's not even working. Now he's a Kerry Conran from Sky Captain, The World of Tomorrow. He's a guy who was like, yeah, you did have your shot. You tried to be the Spielberg. You tried to be the Scorsese. It never worked. You don't get the phone calls. You don't get anything. But when you see that they take your idea, when they go, hey, Goodfellas, and they take it, and it's a book or something, and somebody says, hey, I'm stealing it, you need to attack that person, not attack random people, but you need to. He was so crazy and fucked up. He couldn't even figure out in the studio, like, or the animation place, he couldn't figure out, like, who stole it. So he just thought, die. Let me go to crazy, die. Let me just kill as many people as I can, and this is going to just ruin their animation legacy. And if you are at Pixar, if you are at Disney, if you're at any of these places, and I'm not looking into the lens, this is something that you always think it's not going to happen. We'll have security. We'll arrest people. We'll no. When you steal an idea, I'm sorry, but you are putting yourself in the crosshairs of saying it's like saying you stole a child. If you can't give back what you stole, but they could have given him money. They could have given him a job. They could have helped this person who was mentally ill. And maybe he would have fucked it up. Maybe he would have fucked it up. Maybe he would have been a total prick and he would have been mentally ill and he never would have got any opportunities and he would have been just this idiot who's like he's not to say this guy, but M. Night Shyamalan was like, we stole the Sixth Sense. What were you going to do? Unbreakable? The Village? You weren't going to do any of those ideas. So sometimes you look at a person and go, I had to steal it, and that was the only way. The only way that would have been made is if I stole it. And a lot of people today, we live in a world. I was talking to my neighbor, and I go, hey, man, what do you do in music? And he's like, oh, I come up with all the ideas. I do everything. And I talked to him now, and he looked like he was pissed off at me that he didn't want to talk to me. Because I just said, hey, they're your ideas, right? And you go sell them. Way to go. That pissed him off. I know he thought, fuck this guy. He doesn't know how it works. Like, of course I don't want my ideas and my music stolen, but I'm giving it away because, hell, man, I got to get paid. I'm in there. But this is a new generation where people are going to go, no, it was not this guy who invented Deadpool. It was this guy. And people are going to be angry, going, you better be correct with who came up with what. So it's a sad situation. I know I'm just back to the same idea. You stole the idea, you're going to be killed. But this guy created a massacre. And I'm telling you, how many more people are going to wake up one day and say, hey, it's just a matter of being all alone, getting some money, getting some gas, getting some bullets, getting some guns, and murdering a bunch of random people. And we will suffer because of it, because some cocksucker, and I don't say that in a gay way, but that's the word, some stupid cocksucker, some piece of shit, just won't get on the phone and go, yo man, I'm sorry I stole it. You're right, you deserve to be heard. You deserve to have a voice. You deserve to live in a world where people go, this guy is the whatever your name is. This is the guy who came up with Once Upon a Time in the West, the score, or this. And sometimes people don't give you credit for the idea. That you're there talking. You're like, hey, Game of Thrones, why don't you do this? And they go do it, and you're like, bro, well, what do I get for that? So it's sad, and 11 minutes, and that's all I'm going to talk. And I know people, I was very calm and in my right mind, but yes, people will hate me. People will talk shit about me. I will get zero views for years, for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. My YouTube videos will be up, and people will say, oh God, fuck this guy. Fuck you. He was a psycho. He killed people. I hate him. They stole you his idea. That was the only reason he did this. He was mentally ill, but he didn't decide to blow up, a government building. He went to a place where they stole from him and they killed. They gonna kill him. This guy's gonna probably be dead. So, moving on. Sorry. Enjoy your day. No views, nothing. I don't know what the title is, but it's idea theft can get you killed.